This 6'9 Demigod is the most broken guard build in all of the game. This build has the ability to shoot from anywhere on the court, has the highest playmaking out of any 6'9 build you can possibly have, and if you thought you would have to sacrifice any defense, you are wrong. This build can not only defend as a lockdown defender, but can also give big men a tough challenge in the paint. Pay close attention as we are about to break NBA 2K23. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Vince Shizzle back with another banger, and in today's video I will be giving you guys the 6'9 Demigod build that I have been dominating this game all year with. Now in this video I will go over exactly how to recreate this 6'9 Demigod build. I will explain to you why this is the most unstoppable guard build in all of NBA 2K23. Let's get right into it. Alright guys, so starting with the MyPLAYER builder, we are going to recreate the 6'9 Demigod. Pay very close attention guys. Starting with the position, we are going to go shooting guard. It does not matter if you go right or left-handed. I prefer right-handed, so I'm going to go right. Jersey number, it does not matter. Moving on, we are going to go 6'9 on the height, guys. I did mention this is a 6'9 Demigod build, so we are going to want to go 6'9 on the height. For the weight, guys, this is very important. Now, you can go minimum weight, and that will give you the highest acceleration you can possibly get on a 6'9 build, which is going to be an 81 acceleration. I am going to go a little higher. You can go to 187 pounds while maintaining the 81 acceleration, so I went with 187. As we get down to wingspan, we are going to want to go to 6'10 on the wingspan. I will explain later in this video why this is very, very important, so make sure you guys throw the wingspan on 6'10. Now for body shape, it does not matter. I prefer slight, so make sure you guys throw on whatever your personal preference is. Alright guys, so now getting into the attributes. Obviously, like I mentioned, this is the most broken guard build in the entire game. I am going to explain to you guys why this build is so broke. I want to start with the shooting. Now I did mention we went with the 6'10 wingspan. A lot of people might call me crazy for doing so. This is all a purpose to get limitless range on gold. So we are going to be able to get a 92 3 ball on this build. That gives you limitless range on gold. On a 6'9 build, if you're doing spin backs, if you play a certain style of basketball that separates space, this gold limitless takeoff is extremely broken. I have shot from half court with no takeover at all consistently. So it is very, very important to put a higher 3 ball. A lot of people think you are going to rim run in this game, but if you can shoot in this game consistently, if you can create space, this 92 3 ball is broken. And also guys, I did not touch the mid range. I kept it at a 77. On all my builds, I have a lower mid range. I have no problem hitting my mid range shot, so I went with the 77. I did not touch the free throw either guys, as I am not a rec player. I'm strictly a park player, so we are going to leave the free throw alone or put any added attributes onto it after. All right guys, so moving on to the finishing on this build. Now we are going to go with an 87 driving dunk. So like I mentioned with the 3-pointer guys, we have a 92 3-pointer and an 87 driving dunk. It is very, very hard to guard this build. If you give it a little space, it will be able to hit the 3 ball very efficiently, and if you play too far up on this build, it will rim run you right past you and it'll go right to the hole and finish. So you guys really don't have an answer for this build. It is extremely broken. I did go with an 80 driving layup. That's going to give us a few extra finishing badges. Now if you do have extra badges, obviously you can apply them to your build. I went a couple extra on the standing dunk, so we got a 54 on the standing dunk. I did not touch post control on this build, so that's all for the finishing, but that allows us to get our pro contacts. It allows us to have a great driving dunk to not get blocked. We get all the quick drops, we get all the most important dunks, and that's definitely going to be efficient for playing on the 3s or 2s courts. It does not matter. This build is extremely broken guys. So moving on to the playmaking, I made this build primarily for the 3s courts, but I found myself using it a lot on the 2s court. It really does not matter, like I mentioned. So on the pass accuracy, my first thought process for the 3s courts is I wanted a high pass accuracy. I went with an 85 pass accuracy guys. That is going to give you the LaMelo Ball pass style. Now this pass style is extremely broken if you have not tried it. You throw laser beams, you throw crazy dots. It is the most broken pass style in the game, so I went with an 85 guys. Now with the ball handle, we are going to want to max it out to an 87, and with speed with ball, I went with a 75 just to get the Michael Jordan dribble style, as obviously that's the best speed boost to use in the game, and you have to have a 75 speed with ball to obtain the Michael Jordan dribble style. Alright guys, now moving on to the defense. Now some people might think these defensive attributes are not high enough. I have no problem playing defense on this build. I did make it for the 3s court, so if you have a lockdown playing defense on the primary ball handler, it shouldn't be as important as a focal point for trying to put defense on your guard build. You should be more focused on finishing, shooting, playmaking, things like that. but this build is so broken it can actually play crazy defense as well. So on the interior defense, I did go up to a 74, guys. That's about as high as you need to stop anything in the paint. It does allow you to get bronze anchor with the block that we have. I will show you guys that in just a second. But with the 74 interior defense and bronze anchor, it is enough to stop anything in the paint. For perimeter defense, we are going to go with an 80, guys. Now, I have had no problems at all playing defense on this build with an 80 perimeter defense. So I think that might be a little bit of a sweet spot. So I went with an 80. Obviously, like I mentioned, if you're playing with a lock, you are really not guarding the primary ball handler. The other guys sit in the corner half the time. 80 is really all you need for a guard playing on the threes court. So I went with an 80. On the steal, guys, we are going to go with the 78. Now that is going to give you interceptor on silver. That is a very important badge if you are not playing the main ball handler on defense. If you're in the corner guarding the corner sitter, it's definitely good to have interceptor high. You can get lane steals. If they try to pass in the corner, you can intercept it. It's a very important thing to have on, guys, so keep that on. Make sure you get that on silver. For the block, guys, we went 75. Now that is going to get you bronze anchor, and it also gets you gold chase down. So that's very, very important, guys. As long as you have at least bronze anchor with a gold chase down, you will get stops in the paint. I did go 57 on the defensive rebound to give me a couple extra defensive badges. So that gives us a badge spread of 14, 23, 23, and 16 right off the rip. Obviously, if you have any extra badge points, you will be able to add them on. But that pretty much sums it up for the defense. Moving on to the physicals, guys, I did go with an 81 speed. I don't think you need more than that. I like to be a little bit quicker off the ball when I'm running down court or when I'm taking off or leaking out. So I went with the 81 speed. Now, acceleration is the most important thing in the game. You are going to want to put that all the way up. I went with the 50 on the strength. Vertical, I did go with an 80, guys. We want to be able to get all our pro contact dunks, any contact alley-oop dunks, any important quick drop dunks. They do not get blocked, so we want to have that 80 vertical. And with stamina, I always go with a 95. All my builds do have gym rat, so I'm able to get a +4 on all of these. So it would really be a 99 stamina, 84 vertical, 84 excel, and an 84 speed. So if you have gym rat, the physicals are very broken on this build. And then I was able to just throw my free throw up to a 71 and cap out the build, guys. So here we have 14 finishing, 23 shooting, 23 playmaking, 16 defense. Keep in mind, guys, you have a 92 3-point shot with an 87 driving dunk. It's extremely broken. You have all the playmaking in the world to create your own shot, and you still have enough defense to guard almost anybody on the court. This build is an absolute demigod, guys. Make sure you copy everything on the screen very carefully. And moving on, guys, for primary takeover, I went with limitless range. That is going to be the most broken takeover in 2K. Obviously, with that 92 3-pointer, if you get takeover, you can shoot from extremely deep, guys. And on my secondary takeover, this is personal preference. You guys can do it however you please. I prefer finishing moves. It is a very good takeover to have. You can catch some contacts, do a couple cool things. It goes very, very good with the threat to be able to shoot the ball from so far back. So this was my favorite combination for takeovers, and we are going to hit continue, guys, and see what build we got. All right, guys, so as you guys can see, we have built and we have created a 3-point specialist. Now this name is going to throw a lot of people off, guys. 3-point specialist. They are not going to be able to expect you to have an 87 driving dunk. They are not going to expect you to be able to get contact dunks. It says 3-point specialist, and this build can do everything. This build has crazy defense. It can finish over anybody. It can shoot over anybody. So this name will definitely throw a lot of people off. I know in 2K22, a big thing was kind of catfishing your build's name, so people didn't know what it was capable of doing. And I feel like this is a very good replica of that. 3-point specialist is definitely not the correct name for what this build can actually bring to the table, so I actually like it, and it can throw a lot of people off. Alright, guys, and now that we do have our 3-point specialist created, let's go into the badges that make this build extremely broken, guys. So make sure you guys put limitless takeoff all the way up, the most important finishing badge in the game. Make sure you throw that on gold. Fearless finisher, we are going to go on silver. Slithery finisher, we're also going to go on silver. And then you can experiment. I put an 80 drive and layup on this build to get acrobat on silver, and I do like a couple things you are allowed to do with this badge, so we're going to put acrobat on silver. With the extra 1 badge point, it does not matter. You can throw that on aerial wizard just to help with in case somebody throws you an alley-oop or anything like that. If you do get extra badge points and you do want to put any on finishing, keep in mind if you put 3 extra on finishing, you would be able to get posterizer. You can core it, and then you can play around with a lot of the other badges, so keep that in mind, guys. Moving on to shooting badges, we are going to want to put amped all the way up at Hall of Fame. One other badge, guys, volume shooter for sure is going to help. This is going to be the primary ball handler of this build, so you are going to want to put a lot of the badges that help you shoot better better, shoot more variety of the shots that you want to shoot. So we're going to go with the best shooting badges equipped to do so. I am going to go silver clutch shooter, guys. Obviously with Agent 3, we are going to want to throw that as high as possible. So I'm going to go gold Agent 3. Green machine, once again, throw that on as high as possible. We're going to go with Hall of Fame. And then we can core green machine. That's going to give us 6 extra badges, and that gets us 8 badges. Then we could put limitless range on gold. We have 1 badge left over. You could really throw this on anything. Space Crater wouldn't hurt. You could throw it on Space Crater bronze. All right, guys, moving on to playmaking badges. Now, hyperdrive is very, very important. Obviously, if you are on a 6'9" player, you are going to need hyperdrive to create a lot of space in order to get into that 3-point range, especially with a 92 3-ball on this build. So we are going to want to throw hyperdrive all the way up, guys. Let me get the first 10 so I can get into the tier 3s for you guys. That's going to be very, very important. You can run dimer on gold. Just throw that on there to help with your shooters. Quick first step, we obviously are going to want to put this all the way up. So the obvious badges I am going to start with: hyperdrive, quick first step. These are badges we must have. Now, unpluckable, you are going to want to run on gold. Obviously, the plucks are crazy in this game, so having unpluckable on gold is a very, very strong advantage, especially if you're on a 6'9" player. And we are going to want to core this, as that's going to give us 7 playmaking badges back, guys. So we are going to want to then throw on handles for days, and we do have 6 more badge points. You can go clamp breaker silver. Obviously, like I mentioned, if you have more badge points to throw on this build, it's even more broken. So make sure you guys throw your additional badge points in the necessary spots to your liking and to how you play the game. Moving on to defense, guys, I'm going to throw challenger on silver. We got clamps on bronze. You're going to want to throw chase down on gold. Eventually, you are going to want to get enough badges to get anchor, and then you're going to want to core anchor. And once you core anchor, then you will want to fill the rest of your badges out. But for being a 3s court guard, this is not a bad combination to run, guys. You still got bronze clamps, you still got the chase down, you got silver challenger to contest shots, and obviously silver interception helps you get into the lanes, helps you get lane steals, get maybe some corner steals if you are sitting corner on defense. So that's a very good badge to have on, guys. But that's basically just a little brief badge loadout for you guys. You guys can definitely put the badges however you like. If you have extra badge points, guys, I can't stress it enough. It's very, very important to put those badges exactly where you want to put them to finalize your build and make it the best build for you guys. So keep that in mind. All right, guys, and that does conclude our video for today. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Leave a comment down below. Let me know if this build helped anybody out. I know a lot of you guys have been asking for my guard build. I have finally made the video. I hope every single person enjoys. We on the road to 3,000 subs. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.